Hello, Loveland. I'm Mike Meldon, and this is your Loveland Weekly Podcast, brought to you by Gina Dubell-Smith, eXp Realty, and Stone Pillar Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a fun conversation I had with Jenna Schroeder of the Loveland Stage Company. In this episode, we delve deep into the vibrant world of the Loveland Stage Company, uncovering the multitude of ways this community theater enriches and entertains the local community. From auditioning for shows to volunteering at the concession stand, Jenna takes us on a journey through the numerous avenues to become a part of this remarkable organization. We also explore the important matter of their fundraiser for a new HVAC system, crucial for maintaining a comfortable and inviting environment for both performers and audiences. And Jenna will also provide us with an exclusive sneak peek into the exciting lineup of shows that will soon grace the stage, promising thrilling experiences for all theater enthusiasts. But it's not just about performances. Jenna passionately discusses the camaraderie and the sense of community that make the Loveland Stage Company a truly exceptional place. Join us as we unveil the magic that is the Loveland Stage Company. Today is Monday, October 16th, 2023.
The Loveland Stage Company, which is located downtown historic Loveland, it is this beautiful old gem of a building that you don't realize how big it is inside unless you actually walk in the doors. It used to be a movie theater a long time ago. That was its original purpose. And then in the 70s, a theater company was started. And since then, it has been this place where we put on musicals and plays throughout the year, and they are top-notch performances. The musicals, we have live orchestra. So you really don't realize when you walk in for a show that you are getting this really talented, full-length production experience. Something that you would experience, at the Arnoff, but here you pay $20 and you see this really quality show. So
that's
it's
awesome. Really
neat. Yeah, it seats about 200 people. Every seat's a good seat, which is great. It's an intimate setting, but it's a great, it's just a wonderful, much bigger stage than what you would expect from this little building on the side of the road.
And what is your role?
So, I started out with the theater by acting in shows, and that has grown to now I'm on the board. And on top of being on the board, I'm also the development chair, which means I am tasked with trying to raise money for the very sexy cause of an HVAC unit. We have an old building, so it needs upkeep. And then with the pandemic, like most theaters, we took a hit for not having shows for a couple years. So I, along with some amazing friendships in the community, have been creating fundraising events that will both be fun for the community, get more people in the theater, fun for us. And so I've been creating events to raise money for that cause as my role.
So what kind of things are you doing to raise money for your HVAC unit?
Well, last year when we realized we had this need, we started out by getting a booth at the farmers market in Loveland and telling people about it. And then we did an online campaign. And then I realized, let's do something fun for the community. So my friend and I, Justin Hanks, he and I came up with a show called Crushin' It. And we did a Valentine variety show. And we had all local talent audition, and so we had lots of different types of acts. And on top of that, he wrote the show. We co-hosted it, and I choreographed some dance pieces for it, and it was so fun. And we had a lot of local businesses donate, so we did raffle baskets from local businesses, and we had some games, so there's some audience participation in it.
Oh, that's
but
great.
It was really fun, and it was just a hit, and it went along with the Loveland Hearts of Fire.
Right.
So we worked with the city to do that. And because it was such a great hit this year, we were only almost halfway to our goal. So creating some more events. So this October, we've got some spooky movie nights. So
Awesome.
Kind of a nod to the theater used to being a movie theater. So we have We're going to do Dracula and Wolfman and Frankenstein, old school style.
I was going to say that I saw the ad. It was the 1930 version.
Yes,
correct? Right.
Yes. So we're doing the old versions of these movies, 8 p.m. Friday nights in October, and we're going to have some fall concessions like mulled wine and popcorn and just that fun experience.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, so that's in October, and also in October we're doing a Haunted and Halloween historical tour of Loveland. So on October 21st, which is a Saturday, we have a family-friendly version from 4 to 6. And then we have a more Halloween version from 8 to 10. And people will get a tour of the theater. We'll also learn some of the historical and spooky stories of the theater, as well as downtown Loveland, a walking tour. So people are going to walk around Loveland together in a group, and we're going to have lots of shared history to tell. And in addition to our fall events in February, we are going to do Crushin' It Volume 2. So again, my friend Justin Hanks and I will be partnering to put this amazing show on again with a new version, and we're hoping lots of people will come out to that show and help us keep our theater thriving.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just thinking this as you were talking, what is the process of, tryouts? How long does that last? And I'm just in a generic sense, if somebody's never been involved and think, well, I'd like to maybe get involved. How does that kind of look like time-wise?
Yeah, well, it's actually really well. We try to do a pretty welcoming and well-done process. Usually we'll have a sign-up genius go out to audition dates and times you can sign up, or you can just walk in for a play. So we usually have what we call a straight play in the spring. That can change from time to time, but that means you're not singing. So for that, you would walk in, and usually they would just hand you, different pieces from the play, and you would read them out loud. We call it a cold reading.
Okay.
And that just means you just do your best to act that scene out with whoever they put up there with you, and so if you like reading out loud and being expressive, it's a great thing to try. And if you like to sing and dance for musicals, you have to come in a little bit more prepared. Usually you bring in a song you want to sing. You don't usually sing the whole song, just a few measures usually. And you can bring a backing track with you, or you can sing a cappella. And sometimes we'll have a pianist there that will help you. But you go in, you introduce yourself. You sing your part of the song. We will have the choreographer there. They'll teach you a little bit of a dance, and you do that in a group. So, and you'll do it multiple times. So it's not like it's just you. You'll do that multiple times, and then you have the acting portion, which is again a cold reading. So you get pieces of the scene, and then you read it out loud. And we usually have the director there, the choreographer there, and the musician there, and they're trying to see who fits what part best. And then in the musicals, there's usually a big ensemble cast, not always, but usually where we can usually find a place for most people, and everyone has a strong suit in one area or the other. But we really do try to do our best to include as many people as we can, but get the best people that we can so we can have top-notch performances.
So then once you pick the people in, how long do you usually practice, and when do you guys practice?
Yeah, so we usually, after the show's been cast, we will usually do a meet and greet and a read-through. So you read through the whole show together, just around a table. And then we will do about a month and a half of rehearsals. So we pull it off pretty fast, some a little longer. Usually about 3 times a week we practice. For musicals, sometimes it's 4 times a week. Those can be, pretty intense. However, depending on your character, you don't always have to go to every rehearsal. It depends on what scenes you're in, that kind of a thing. So we usually, for musicals, you learn the music first. Then usually you might learn a dance or two, and then some scenes. So it is a lot of work, and it is a lot of volunteer work, but it's very fun, and it's very therapeutic, and you make new friends, and it's just it's a hobby, but it's a very artistic and a really unique hobby to have, and it's fun. So
and I'm thinking now, where do you guys pull people from? I mean, obviously it's got to be more than just Loveland. Are people coming from all over the city, or?
Yeah, the interesting thing about Cincinnati, I don't know if people realize, it is very theater heavy.
Really?
There are community theaters everywhere. You cannot go
I
around.
had no idea.
Yeah. If you can look up a show, I guarantee you it will be somewhere in Cincinnati.
Huh.
So many communities have theater groups. It's a really neat place to be if that is your scene. So we do have a lot of people in Loveland, but we have a lot of people all over Cincinnati. A lot of actors that do this for fun. Or do it professionally. We'll look and see, and they see a show that they've always wanted to be in, and they'll come and they'll try out. And so if Loveland puts on a good show that people are interested in, we'll get people from all over Cincinnati. I was just in Company last March, which is a very unique show and very musically challenging. It was written by Sondheim. And so we had some really incredible actors that typically do a lot of work with CMT, downtown Cincinnati.
Gotcha.
And they came out for it. And so I got to meet some really, really talented people. People come from all over, but a lot of people who act up here north, since Loveland, Mason, this area will obviously come out to try. So
Nice.
yeah.
You were mentioning when you came in just what the theater means to you. Do you want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah. I think, it's an interesting hobby because it is, as I mentioned before, artistic, and you really can dive into characters. But the most beautiful thing I think about the Loveland Stage Company is it really is a community. It feels like a little family. And as much as we have different people come in for every show, a different director, a different choreographer, different musicians, but we have staple people too.
Sure.
That just spend so much of their time, managing the stage, that put up the marquee, that clean the theater. Like, we have different
Right.
people that constantly are involved, and it is such a blessing to be able to work with people of all ages, of all types of people, all backgrounds, and to really just see them. When you see people on a regular basis and you're in a project with them,
Right.
so if you're in a show with people for 2 months and you pull off this thing, right?
Yeah.
You go through this experience with them, and it builds relationships like you cannot imagine.
Yeah.
So I would equate it to going on a big trip, with a group of people you never knew, and then you're in the safari for 2
Yeah.
weeks. You really get to know people, and so it feels like a family.
Or like a winning team.
Yeah.
You bond. like
Yes,
that.
you bond and you rely on each other. So
Right.
yeah, so just like a sports team, it's if we go out on stage and a prop is missing or someone misses their line, you help each other out and you rely on each other, and you can trust the other people in the scene that they're going to pick it up for you, they're going to help you out, and vice versa, because everybody just wants to put on a great show, all just for the love of it, which is fantastic. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about what do you guys have coming up? What events or shows that people can come see?
Yeah, so I know I already mentioned our fall fun fundraiser events, but we have a great show coming up, Big Fish, which was off of there's a movie about
Right.
it, but the musical is very different, and that is the first 3 weekends of November.
Okay.
We have an amazing cast working really hard. It has a beautiful story of a father and a son relationship, but it is full of singing and dancing and fun costumes, and it's a very touching and moving story too. And so I think people will really enjoy that. And then in the spring, we have Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat,
Oh, wow.
which is a very famous musical
Sure.
based off of the biblical story of a father and his favorite son, Joseph, and the brothers being jealous of him and selling him off to slavery. But the musical version of it is very captivating. You have a narrator coming into the story, singing and dancing with the characters. And so that's going to be in March, the first 3 weekends of March. And then in May, we have a cabaret play. So we have a play called The Red Cupcake Velvet Wars. And it's a comedy. And our cabaret style means we have got table seats, you've got food, we've got wine
wow.
for free. And you come in, you enjoy the play experience. It's a great date night. And that's the first 3 weekends of May.
Do you have the cast for those, or will tryouts be a few weeks before that?
We don't. We have the tryouts will be about 2 months before that, or maybe 3, depending on how on it we are.
So right now you haven't figured out for.
We have not auditioned for our spring
Gotcha.
or winter show yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
In fact, coming up, actually, we always partner with Christmas in Loveland, and we have a holiday show called Happy Holidays, and it's a free show to the community. And so that we have auditions for that coming up next Saturday. So people can come and they're singing and dancing, and kids can audition too. It's more family friendly, and that's a great experience to get involved with the theater.
Do they need to sign up, or do they just show up?
You can do either. You can sign up so we know you're coming, or you can just show up if you feel like, hey, I want to give this a go. Come on in, and we'll have a dance teacher there. We'll, if you have a song you want to sing, like a song you already know, like Jingle Bells, or if your kid is interested, just bring them along, and we'll have a positive environment for them, and they can give it a try. And it's a great way to get involved. So that one we have, and then we will probably have auditions for Joseph in December, and Crushing It also, our auditions will be in December. I would love to say that if you're someone who is looking for a place to volunteer, we have lots of opportunities to get involved, from costuming to makeup to publicity to marketing to passing out flyers or working in the ticket booth. But on top of that, if you're just looking for something fun to do with your family or for a date night, I would really encourage everyone to come out and give the theater a try. We have just some really great shows, and a lot of hard work and effort is put into it. And I think you'll really find something special when you enter the Loveland Stage Company. So come visit us at Loveland Stage Company, and you can get tickets and more information about us both on Facebook and on our website, lovelandstagecompany.org. And we would just love to see you there.
Hello, Emily Snapshafer back with another Loveland High School Weekly Update. This week is the first week of our second quarter. We came in pretty strong off a 4-day weekend, but since it's the beginning of the new quarter, not too much is going on this week. Fall sports are starting to taper down, and we're in tournament season for most sports. Girls volleyball and girls soccer have tournaments this weekend, and girls soccer is at home, so make sure you go and support either one of those. Cross country has open districts this week at home, and football isn't home this week, but they're at West Claremont, so you can still go out and support them.
Looking ahead in Loveland, grab your friends and head over to the Loveland Stage Company on select Fridays in October to catch a classic Halloween movie. Movies start at 8 p.m. On October 13th, they have Dracula. On October 20th, it's Frankenstein. And on October 27th, it's The Wolfman. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased at the door or online in advance. 100% of the proceeds go towards the theater's fundraiser to replace its HVAC system. There will be fun fall concessions, including popcorn, mulled wine, pop, and movie theater candy. To purchase tickets, please visit the Loveland Stage Company website. I'll have the link on my page. We have something truly special here in Loveland. Thank you for listening, and have a great week. This episode was produced and engineered by On Brand Studios and recorded at Grailville, a magical place here locally like no other. Please note that the opinions expressed in the podcasts do not necessarily represent the views of our sponsors or organization.